Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. Remember, these are general readings, so not everything is going to resonate with everybody, and that's just fine. Don't forget to use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's get into it. Your key to the week this week is the Death card, right? So yes, endings, completions, culminations, something coming to a close. Now, if I'm completely honest with you, I feel like this is the end of a cycle rather than a specific thing or like a relationship of some sort. Whether you have been going through a challenging period, whether your money's been funny, whether you have been going through all kinds of upheavals, ups and downs, this week I kind of feel like that comes to an end, and there's a sense that you're having to acknowledge, like there will be a landmark moment that has you saying, wow, okay, it's over. You might feel like an innate sense of, you know what, something has come to an end, something has come to a release point, and you feel that on that deeper level, and it will allow you to kind of press forward or move forward. And I kind of get the feeling that because it is the Death card, right, you're going to understand that in order for, you know, for whatever is unfolding next, this cycle had to come to an end. But it looks like you're taking the knowledge or the information with you, and that part of it is really important. So for your foundation, you have the Eight of Swords. So look at this, right? I talked about some sort of freedom or liberation coming in. This is literally, for me, this is like the death of a prison sentence of some sort, right? So something that has held you bound, something that made you feel like you're stuck, that you're unable to move forward. And look at that, boom, you get this amazing energy of the Death card to say, well, that's over. That cycle, that pattern, that long-held holding pattern that you might have been in is coming to a close. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. Very focused on the work. For some of you, a select few of you, this could literally be the end of a job. So maybe one job is ending so that you can go to another. Maybe this week you come into the realization that actually this is not the place for me. I'm not growing here anymore. I'm not striving here anymore. Because it's the Eight of Pentacles as well, this is all about the work. It's all about what you do in terms of your career. It's all about what you do on a practical level. For a select few of you as well, this week you're deciding, you know what, I'm done being the apprentice. I'm now ready to start getting into that level up mastery kind of level. That's one of the things that I love about the Eight of Pentacles. It sees you having that innate drive to be better at what you do or what you're known for. For your communications and conversations, you have the Six of Swords. Lots of talks here. And in terms of the Six of Swords, lots of talks about how things are improving. Now, I like to see this because it suggests to me that this week, the conversations that you're having, you might be in that moment where you're realizing, wow, you know what, this time last year I was experiencing this and look how much better it is. The last job that I was in had me feeling like this. The old boss that's just left has me feeling like this. Like there's a sense here that this week your conversations are revealing to you how much things have changed and evolved for you. But it does suggest that this week also looks like you're having a lot of conversations about where you go next. What is next on the horizon for you? Because you've got that Death card, this is about moving away from a challenge of some sort. Now, for those of you that work for somebody else, the Six of Swords, I mean, it really does feel like some work, some job, some sort of work, something is coming to an end this week where you're saying, you know what, I'm not having this experience anymore, or I'm ready to move on. It doesn't have to be that it comes to a cataclysmic end. Sometimes we just know that a cycle's ended, or a contract comes to an end. You know, for those of you that work freelance or work for yourselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is very much that kind of energy. This could be a client base that you're letting go of, and maybe that feels scary, but it's like you're chasing a new demographic. In some way, shape or form, there is evolution taking place here. And I think this week, the conversations that you have will really show you who your next bunch or group of people are to serve. For those of you that are retired or no longer working for any reason, the Six of Swords basically says that moment that you felt not useless, but where you might have been feeling like, wow, you know what, I'm not sure what my purpose is anymore. I'm not sure, like when you haven't got a job and you've been without work for ages and you've been searching for work. I've been there myself before. It can be soul destroying, and you start to question, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't have any value. Maybe my skills just aren't enough. Like, you go through all of those moments. That comes to an end this week. You're going to have a reminder. It looks like you're having a conversation with somebody that's going to be like, no, hang on a sec. You got smarts, you got skills, get out of the pity party and let's get the fuck on. You know, in a good way, Well, for those of you that are retired, very similar energy, only this week it looks like you're considering what your skills and your accolades are. You know, like this is you getting a handle of those and saying, right, actually, I need to put these back into use. Even if that's not necessarily volunteering or going back to work, there's something here that suggests you're getting back out there in some way. For your money and materials, you've got the Lovers card. So you've got 2 6s here. 2 6s can represent balance or irritability. Given the cards that we have here, I'm going to say that it represents balance. The Lovers card suggests that this week you will be presented with a choice or an option. You might have, you know, for some of you, this could be new work coming in, new business products. Products. It's obviously come out for a reason. Products or prospects as well. Very, very possible. It is the Lovers card, so there's a lot of negotiations going on this week. You're having to really talk something out. I got to be honest with you as well, just with the mix of cards, you are probably having to prove yourself a little bit more this week. You might feel like, oh, okay, you know, this has really got me on my toes. Aries really works best under that kind of pressure. They need that, you know, kind of competitive sort of energy, because it's what helps them strive for the next level. You know, if it's too much like this, it's like, oh my gosh, this is soul destroying, throw me out with the bathwater now. So yeah, you know, I think this actually could be the injection of energy that you need. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Lovers card is your arms, your hands and your fingers. Please be careful with those. For those of you that haven't done any recently, got to get back to your cardio this week. I will say this as well, because it is the Lovers card. Anything that you do in tandem, right? So if you're lagging on your exercise or you want to get back into it, find a workout buddy. You know, it always makes things easier. And with this card, it suggests that that might be a good way to go, especially if you've got a partner. Rope them in, whether they want to or not. And then for your home and environment, this is the Lovers card. For those of you that are single, this week you could be inviting someone in, somebody coming round to the home to spend some time with you. For those of you that are partnered or married already, this suggests that you and your partner are carving out more time. It's like we've been burning hot and bright for so long, there's been so much going on, let's get back to us. And I actually think that's a good thing. For your love and relations, you've got the Judgment card. So for those of you that are newly seeing someone or in that kind of tween place with a new relationship, this week it looks like you will be getting to the crux point. So you'll be saying, yes, this is for me, or actually, you know what, we gave it a go, we gave it a try, but I'm not really, you know, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not in that place. This week will be the decider. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term relationships, some sort of chronic challenge that the partner has had that has affected the relationship, or that you've had that has affected the relationship, this week it comes to an end. There's a big change and a big shift point coming to your relationship this week. You've got the Lovers card with the Judgment card. So I'm not saying that there are relationships ending this week, although it might be possible for a very slim few of you, but this week it does feel like you'll be saying, you know what, something about our connection needs to change. Something about us needs to be considered. All right. And then finally, for that powerful full moon in the zone of Aquarius that we're going to be having this week, your message I feel like that mission impossible, should you choose to accept it, is the gate 29 and perseverance. So that's what you're being offered here. This full moon is really going to highlight to you where you have to keep going. It's also going to highlight to you where, more importantly, the effort that you've put in has taken you beyond the point of being able to quit. So it's kind of like that, like you've got to finish it now. You're in it. Do you know what I mean? Like at this point, it would be ridiculous to quit. It would be ridiculous to pull out. So you're going to have to go the whole hog. And this full moon is really going to highlight that to you. It will also show you where maybe you are working too hard and maybe where in another area you're not working hard enough. Like, I think there's going to be a real balance point this week, especially with those 2 6s. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.